Hi legends, and so another year comes to an end, the last day of 2024. I would just like to thank everyone for their continued support, and I know that this YouTube channel is still going to grow from strength to strength, where I provide education and where hopefully you'll be able to gather the knowledge to become a successful day trader yourself. I've been analyzing the price of Bitcoin this morning, running through a couple of altcoins, so let's get right into the technical analysis and just share with you from a larger time frame perspective what I see here on the price of Bitcoin. Right legends, it's easier for me to focus here on the larger time frame, so much less noise, and I mean you just have to have a little bit more patience. But looking at Bitcoin here on that 12-hour time frame, legends, I'm still looking at the structure over here to say that, well, there is still room for this corrective structure to grow, and it's not to say that we're just going to fall down here. The one scenario that I am keeping an eye on over here is that, let me just grab my pencil over here, is that we have now just swept the liquidity below these lows over here. So the one scenario that I'm looking at is to say that, well, what if for now it has swept the liquidity and it's going to start building up strength over here to the upside, right? A small little relief rally here to the upside. I am still keeping an eye on the 104, 105 area box where we still have massive resistance here to the upside, is to say, well, what if we do get a little relief pump here to the upside? Okay, we reject in this box over here and we come down for another low to the downside. Okay, I'm still keeping an eye on $89,000 right here by the 0.382, like I've explained during my previous updates, and also this 0.5 Fibonacci level over here that can offer great support for a nice little bounce to the upside, where we're looking to claim the all-time high again here at $108,000. Also legends, I just quickly want to go through the timing again. Okay, when I take a time fib here and I measure this corrective structure over here from the top of the impulse to where the correction ended, and I overlay it to where the top is right now, okay, you can see that we have now just tapped the one-to-one extension. So let me just grab my pen. As you can see over here, we've just tapped the one-to-one extension, which means that this corrective structure could be coming to an end very soon. It is inside the zone where corrective structures generally find the end and can continue to the upside. But the one thing I do want to highlight is that fourth wave corrective structures, okay, can extend to the 2, it can extend to the 3, and you don't really want it to go and extend to the 4, but it's not an invalidation. But between the 1 and the 3 is still up until where the corrective structure can still take place. So I just want to highlight it and put it out there to say that, well, a maximum target that I'm still looking at for this corrective structure to potentially come to an end is here around 25 Jan. Okay, so if the choppiness continues, maybe we move up here, we get rejected. Also this diagonal trend that we've lost, right, that resistance area also has confluence with a trend there to the upside. Maybe we get a relief rally here to the upside, we reject at the top, we don't take the high just as yet, and then we fall here to the downside, tapping that 0.382 or the 0.5% Fibonacci, which you would like to see as the maximum target, and then we get the bounce here to the upside, and the timing still caters for this scenario to play out. So from a larger time frame perspective, legends, you can see that I am still expecting the high to be claimed over here, regardless of how this corrective structure plays out. But we also have to consider, well, what if the high is in and we are going to make a much deeper correction to the downside and not claim the high at $108,000? What I will then do is I will zoom in a little bit over here and I will extend my Fibonacci. I will take my Fibonacci to this low over here, the lowest point that we've made during the consolidation area that we've been in since March, and here it's where things become interesting. So let me go onto the daily time frame and just zoom into the structure where you can see, well, if the top is potentially in over here, right, we come tumbling here down to the downside. The 0.618 has massive support, where this entire consolidation area that we found ourselves since March, okay, will provide support here on the top side, right, where let's play out the scenario. We reject, we fall here to the downside quite aggressively and find support here at $71,000. Remember that the 786 is still a bullish bounce, so even if price comes down to $61,702, I will still be bullish, because you have formed a higher high and you are still creating a higher low for continuation back to the upside. Okay, but legends, let's quickly zoom into the smaller time frame here on the 1 hour, just to show you what I see here on the smaller time frames. Okay legends, here on the smaller time frame, the 1 hour time frame, I'm still keeping an eye on this trend that's running here to the downside, and so far this trend has been respected beautifully. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3 beautiful taps over here. 1, 2, 3 beautiful taps over here, as you can see. And if we find strength where we've just now swept the liquidity below these lows, and if Bitcoin does find the strength to break through the strength, I do think that we're going to get a nice little bounce here to the upside. But then where it becomes interesting is when I take a fib extension from the lows to the highs to measure, well, where can this wave take us to the upside? We have to pay attention to the 1-to-1 extension, the 1.236 at $100,000, and then a little bit further up, you all know that magical number, the 1.618 at $103,000, which is almost in confluence with this resistance box here to the upside. And this could be the formation of an A, B, and we are now going up for a C wave to the upside, where ideally I want to see a 5-wave structure here to the upside, get the rejection as per the higher time frames at the strength line, 1.618 resistance box over here, and then find continuation back to the downside, where you definitely have the possibility to come and claim the lows again. And the scenario that I'm looking at over here, legends, let me just clean up the scribble over here, is to say that, well, from an Elliott wave perspective, we could be forming an ABC back here to the upside, a small little relief rally, but it's not to say that the correction is over and we're just going to go up and claim the highs. For me to turn bullish in this scenario is we have to acknowledge that there's resistance above, and price needs to break through the resistance, find support above, do a RS flip for continuation to the upside. But keeping things realistic over here, legends, we could be forming a larger ABC here to the downside, okay, where the top is in, and we could be forming that bigger A, B, which is now the C wave, potentially building up momentum here to the upside, where you get the rejection in the zone at $104,000, $105,000, and then we go and complete a final C wave here to the downside, where we could potentially hit that 50% Fibonacci that I've been highlighting around about the $84,000 area. Right, legends, one of the altcoins that I have spoken about during my previous updates is Rose, and I did add a little bit to my spot bags once again. What I like to see over here is that it is broken trend and it's still consolidating outside of that trend. For me, this is a spot buy, or if you do attempt a swing trade over here, I do recommend low leverage, low capital, maximum 2 to 3x leverage. Remember, Rose can be traded on weeks and on Bluffin. Down in the description of this video, you know, is my favorite exchanges. Bluffin, the more you trade, the more money gets airdropped into your account, and all you need is an email and a password to sign up. Weeks up to $20,000 sign up bonus, and one of the exchanges with some crazy low fees from a trading perspective, and you only qualify for these discounts by using the link down in the description. And Rose can be traded on both of those exchanges. So I have added a little bit here to my Rose trade at the moment, and I've also added a little bit to my AR trade. I'm still very patient here with my AR trade, and both Rose and AR can be traded on weeks and on Bluffin. Legends, that is basically the update here from my side. Have yourselves a great New Year's, and I will see you guys very soon back in the studio. And until the next one, cheers for now.